Here, I'm about to roofie your drink with this one. It's not just a game, it's a crypto-based game. It has a very strong NFT component to it. In fact, it seems like NFTs are the focal point of the game. That's the #1 thing they've been mentioning in regards to this project.
Like, thanks to people like Logan Paul and every single YouTuber on the planet, NFT is synonym of like scam. Which is not true, by the way. I'm just saying that it's going to be super, super hard to do anything worthwhile with those things just because of these people, you know? I was going to call it something else, but, you know.
Project. So, it's a play-to-earn.
Absolutely terrible idea. I agree, but let's see why I agree.
Experience, and these buzzwords, NFT, are beyond detrimental to the hype of any project.
Yeah, I agree with him.
2023.
If you put crypto or NFT in anything that you're working at, people are just gonna immediately think it's a scam.
Way faster when they hear NFT than if they had heard someone shout bomb in an airport.
It's true.
It is a very negative implication when that word's tossed around because it's become so synonymous with scams and people losing their money or getting deceived.
The cheaters will fuck everything up. That's the thing that the people don't get about cheats. There are multiple shades of cheating, you know?
Deceived by NFTs in the crypto space. So
according to him, there will be no cheaters in his game. The only way it could work is LAN. Yeah, closed environments. And those environments are monitored 24/7. Yeah, that's the only way that these games can work.
So people have been dunking on Dr.Disrespect for his inclusion of NFTs in the game. And there's a lot I'd like to talk about with this. So to quickly give you a brief lore recap, the game is called Dead Drop. Dr.Disrespect is spearheading the operation, and fundamentally it is a Tarkov-style shooter, as I understand it, where when you drop into the game, you can find NFTs in the world, and if you extract with those NFTs, you can then turn around and sell them on the blockchain. So you can make legitimate money through playing the game.
People are just gonna camp extractions. That's why extraction games should never have money involved, in my opinion, because you do all the job. I have headphones on and I'm watching YouTube close to an extraction point, and my other 5 friends that are full-time working at your game are just going to be camping extraction, killing you and extracting with your shit.
It's a free-to-play game, and you don't have to use it as like a money-making thing, but you can. The concept is cool, but I'm sure a lot of you that have your thinking
I don't think it's cool. I think it's dumb.
Already identified a glaring issue with the entire core idea of it.
Yeah.
But before really diving into the meat of it, I'd like to at least say I always appreciate and applaud creators who go into different areas and try and create bigger things and make wild content, big projects. I always think that's great. So I'm happy Dr.Disrespect is making this game, and I don't think it's going to turn out to be a scam. Hopefully this statement doesn't age like...
It's not the game that is gonna be a scam, but the whole idea is gonna be
festering dog shit in 2 years when the game drops or whenever. But I just can't imagine that he would blatantly scam his audience because it would be career suicide.
I mean, think about this. A lot of things that this kind of people did are career suicide because they are tired of their career and they have so much money invested that they're making 35, 40K a month in returns, you know? So I don't think they care, to be honest, about, oh yeah, career suicide or popularity suicide. They're rich already. Like once you're rich, if you have alpha brain and you get there, you don't care. But this argument is pretty weak, in my opinion. I don't think that it will go all the way to make a video game to scam his audience. That's just dumb. Doesn't make any sense. Just do another, you know, crypto rug pull, whatever. It's cheaper. It's virtually, you know, there's no cost to it, and it doesn't take that much effort. But making a whole video game around that idea, that takes a lot of time. So you wouldn't do that with the means of scamming people. I don't see that.
I just feel like there's no way he wouldn't recognize this. It really feels like he wanted to set out to create like a really unique game and experience, but overlooked a lot of obvious problems that'll come from this. So let's talk about it.
I don't think he did.
He posted this tweet a couple days ago. Imagine trying to extract with an item you discovered worth $100,000.
Imagine trying to extract with an item you discovered worth $100,000 on the chain. Think about entertainment value as a viewer, let alone player. A new PvP experience is upon us. The concept of digital collectible is an online game so exciting to me, especially an extraction type of game. People saying scam and are just brain dead. Headline followers, same people that spend a ton of skins for annual release game. Same skin everyone has to. It's not wrong about that. But how often you're gonna have 100,000 item worth, dollars item on the chain? And if you are a streamer, and you should know about this because this guy was a streamer before on Twitch. Stream sniping is a real issue. Oh yeah, I can't wait to have this thing on me and be stream sniper at extraction because I'm live. It's just like, if your whole game revolves around the 100,000 item, I think it's the same stimuli that you get from gambling. Oh, I can't wait the streamer to see pulling a big amount of money, stuff like that. So I don't think it's a good concept. I think he's leveraging, people's addiction, and I don't like it.
Dollars on the chain. Think about the entertainment value as a viewer, let alone player.
If someone gets scammed and loses 100k real money, that will cause real life. Not gonna lie. That's one of the issues, yeah.
A new PvP experience is upon us. The concept of digital collectibles in an online game is so exciting to me, especially an extraction type of game. People saying scam and are just brain-dead headline followers. Same people that spend a ton on skins for an annual release game. Same skin.
That's true. If you spend money on Call of Duty skins, shut the fuck up on anything in the gaming industry. I'm sorry.
Skins everyone
I agree with you on this thing.
Now, let's really peel apart this onion here. You've got to be huffing a fucking unreal amount of shungite to think for even 1 second with $100,000 on the line in your game that people won't cheat.
Yeah.
Cheating is going to be a full-time occupation. It will become a real job to cheat in his game if there are items worth up to $100,000. Even if the items only go up to like $500, it'd be stupid not to cheat. You get cheats for fucking $10 and then try and steal items off players that are
the only way you can play the game preventing cheating, Argo, will be close quarters tournament, and everything else on the real game is never gonna be worth that much. So it's gonna be worth like maybe dollars, and you still have cheating. Just look at the Cycle Frontiers, for example, with the item marketplaces and etc. People made millions out of that. But the only way that this can work with that kind of pricing is that you do global tournaments between regular players that play the game on a daily basis. And then you don't have any more that kind of prize going out, but you have maybe 40, 50 bucks at extraction that will still fucking have cheating in them. I think that if you make it this equitable, like if you make it this kind of claims that that's how much your items are gonna be worth in game, you're gonna have the best engineering in the world developing cheats for your game, because they're gonna be making millions out of it in weeks. So
hundreds. It's a no-brainer. And in the crypto space, this is very...
There's a reason why money is awarded usually only at in-person events. Yeah, pretty much.
With something like Axie Infinity.
If he wants to save this one, this game concept and everything, that's exactly what he should be doing, Slot, which is, close doors tournament, make it like an elite event, invite only the fucking biggest ever creators on the planet, make a joining fee and then let them play behind closed doors, and everybody watches and donates and bets and stuff like that. Then can work. But if you make this game public, what you're selling is basically a lottery ticket, which is, oh yeah, you broke motherfucker playing games 24/7, very talented, you can become rich with this game. And there is one thing about get rich quick, scams. They are scams.
It is a play to earn crypto game where the more you play, the more money you can earn.
Only with so cheat is the only thing no game company will ever do. What is the documents and private information? Yeah.
And do you know what's happened? It's become an absolute goddamn fucking disgusting, yucky cesspool of cheating, exploitation. There is an entire market for people paying less than a minimum wage overseas to have workers full-time grind Axie Infinity for them so they can make money off of it through the game. And not only that, they had this...
Like in Korea, Dave. That's the thing. Everything should be like in Korea. So it's illegal to cheat. If you cheat, you have to pay fines and you go to jail. That's the only way you stop cheating. But even then, it's like saying the jail for murder will stop murders. It's not going to stop them. It's just going to be a huge deterrent. Yeah, for sure.
This big hack where they lost $600 million. I'm going to say hack in air quotes here. I'm using that term real loosey-goosey because it's a very shady situation. They just so happen to get hacked and lose $600 million in the process. So
they got hacked and they lost $600 million. Yeah.
More like Axie Infinity, am I right? And this is a game worth billions. Meanwhile, Dr. Disrespect does not have billions behind his game. So how the fuck is he going to prevent something like that from happening in his? Absolutely going to be the case in Dr. Disrespect's game, where the only people playing are going to be the ones exploiting it for money-making purposes. Dr. Disrespect seems...
I don't think I agree with this. I think there's a lot of people that they will live to the promise of becoming rich in games. Becoming rich, doing what you love, which is playing games, right?
...to believe that because it's free to play and
send me a DM, Dave. I can send you.
Incentivize players to hop in the crucible with their boys, normal gamers like you and me, red-blooded, Gabe Newell worshiping gamers. They're going to be the ones playing my game, not these cheaters and these people looking to abuse our system. When that's just...
I don't think that the doc is that naive, to be honest, to not have considered any of this, considering that he plays Call of Duty like basically every day and is very aware of the cheater situation. And to be fair, what if they're gonna ask you to register your bank account and your data before you can make an account in the game? I don't know if that's illegal in the US, but I promise you they can ask that in Italy, yeah. Not naive, but arrogant maybe? Well, it is, right? Like, listen to this.
Playing are going to be the ones exploiting it for money-making purposes. Dr. Disrespect seems to believe that because it's free to play and will hopefully be fun to play, it'll...
Seems to believe.
Incentivize players to hop in the crucible with their boys, normal gamers like you and me, red-blooded, Gabe Newell worshiping gamers. They're going to be the ones playing my game, not these cheaters and these people looking to abuse our system. When that's just absolute wishful thinking, that is a pipe dream. You have to be Kegeling Shungite to really think that's going to be the core player base for a project like this. With a $100,000...
Like I'm saying, it's a little bit maybe arrogant. I think they already consider all of this stuff. So I don't know if it's illegal in US, but probably not to ask to register. Maybe they're gonna adopt the Korean model, and this game is gonna be like pioneering the genre of linking your bank account finally to online gaming. Like that will be, maybe the game is gonna pioneer. Maybe that's a goal. We don't know. That's why I don't like this sort of speculation, right? It's just weird.
Fucking golden snitch on the line, $100,000 real world schmeck.
Yeah.
Do you really think that Darren and the boys on the JV football squad are going to be hopping in to try and duke it out on the battleground to fight for that legitimately with honor?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It is going to be cheaters. And
I agree, unfortunately. And again, if you want proof, just look at the Cycle Frontier, which got killed on release by cheaters, in my opinion. The game could have been much bigger than what it is if it wasn't for the blatant cheating at the beginning of the game's career.
Since it's an extraction type game, if the normal players happen to be the one...
Well, if you use Asset Reaper, for example, Argor, you can do that. But like the difficulty of development, that's a factor, and it varies between engine to engine. How do you say that? Like, the fact that people are gonna develop cheats no matter what has nothing to do with the engine, for sure. But the difficulty of development is like saying that different languages, they don't have different levels of difficulty. It's wrong. He has a point, David. Doesn't matter what engine you use, the cheat is still gonna be there.
One to find the item, the cheaters are gonna be the one to come around, kill them, and take the item and then extract before you ever even have a chance to fight back or do anything about it.
True.
And since it's on the blockchain, it's immutable. You can't really uncheat it. You can't funge the unfungible, goddammit. The non...
That's the thing, right? You're talking... No, Dave is talking about the machine learning cheating, which is like they have a webcam, like a virtual webcam that reads your screen, and you have nothing on your computer. The cheat is it's either in a USB stick or in a laptop. It's a hardware bracket. Jeez, that's even cooler, dude. I shouldn't be happy about it, but yeah.
Fungible will stay non...
I don't know if I want to watch it live, Dave, to give more people ideas. 9 months old, Jesus, so it's like already out of alpha. But like this that he just said, I agree. If it's in the blockchain and somebody steals your shit and now it's transferred in the blockchain, there's no way that you can move it from the blockchain, you know? The guy stole it. Is literally... And that's why I'm saying that this kind of stuff will never work without government regulations. And the government has no hands in the blockchain. At least not in Europe, for example. That's why I don't trust crypto, and I think it's a waste of time.
It's a problem.
Right now, it's a waste of time. If I entered crypto 10 years ago and I put like 500 euros, I would say, yeah, crypto is amazing, but...
That you won't have a solution to. There isn't a single AAA gaming developer out there right now that has solved cheating. Every single developer has cheaters. Billions and billions of dollars go into anti-cheating and to prevent cheaters because it ruins communities. and it ruins the longevity of a game.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of cheaters, people will stop playing the game because the cheaters push them out.
Yeah, this cycle.
No one's been able to solve that issue. What chance does Dr. Disrespect Studio have of making sure no cheaters exist here? And with this kind of money on the line, can you imagine the frustration, the misery, and the unbearable sinking feeling of finding an expensive item only to have it taken from you by someone that's playing unfair? It's an experience that is going to be completely new here. He's not wrong. This will be a new.
But it's not new. It's the same shit if you play any extraction game. If you see like time and money as the same, which is the same, if you spend like 2 hours doing the dungeon in the Cycle Frontier, for example, or 1 hour doing the dungeon, and then you go out and you get killed by a cheater when you have the most expensive items in your backpack, it's the same fucking feeling. It's not as bad as losing real money, but if you see time as money, that's the same thing. I don't think there's anything new to that. It's just you literally saying that instead of making money, you're playing games, which is true to one extent, right?
New PvP experience, but it's the worst possible one because you won't be able to combat cheaters.
Yeah.
It just can't happen. People are cheating all the time in every game where it doesn't even matter. Games that don't even have like a ranking system or a leaderboard or anything, people still cheat in. Can you imagine how many people are going to cheat in a game where you're literally incentivized to do so monetarily?
Yeah.
It's going to be non-stop. You won't have normal players because they're going to be pushed out by the bad actors that are playing the game for nefarious purposes and just greed, playing it to make that money, so they're doing everything possible to cheat and get those.
To be honest, in my current situation, right? If I play the game and the game will give me the chance in one day to change my life, making $100,000, I'll fucking cheat, you know? I'll cheat, motherfucker. I don't care. For $100,000 in a video game, everyone would, well,
to sell for money.
That's what
now,
I'm.
let's take, for example, a game like Counter-Strike,
I don't know,
where
man.
you can make like an actual full-time living through selling skins in
It's
that game.
true, yeah.
But the difference is, you're not actually earning the skins in-game. You're not competing over the same skin in a match, right? So you're not having to worry about cheaters, which there are a ton of cheaters in Counter-Strike, obviously, but they're not cheating in order to get skins through playing the game. Whereas here, the thing you're competing for is literally real-world money. So it's completely different. The way you make money in Counter-Strike is you're getting cases, you're getting keys, and you're hoping that you get good rolls on your skin, or you're doing some other shady shit under the table.
You know how you do it? You don't give the people the item in the match. You give them the token, the blockchain, right? And when they die, they lose the token, but the other person cannot steal that token. They have to go back, pick up the token again, and try to extract again. There will be a way to solve it. So being killed with that kind of shit on you would not be as frustrating. But then you don't have a game like this guy wants. So yeah, I don't know.
For skins, but
you're not extracting the item, but you're extracting an item to get the item outside the lobby, if it makes sense.
You're never actually earning them in the game itself through playing against other players, whereas here...
And you have like cycles of validation every month to see if the guy got the token legit, and then you authorize the payment. But then you are decentralizing like the fairness of the game, and it will be so easy for the developers to just cheat and make even more money out of their own game. I don't know, the legality of this will be... It's like insider trading, if it makes sense, right? Maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe remember this video, because it's gonna be interesting.
For those NFTs that are worth the money. It's a completely different landscape. And when asked why he's chosen to have it be blockchain stored digital items as opposed to a server-side storage like CSGO, he replied saying that he likes the idea of having the digital collectibles have functionality in a different game that comes out 7 years later. That is a cool idea, long-term functionality of the things that you've...
What's top 10 friends can be spawn? That's exactly what I said earlier, Dave. Nothing is stopping it. The whole concept is flawed if real money is involved. What stops them to have like a router and a bridge of routers who end up in the same lobby altogether? Nothing. That's it. Like you can buy, you can build an office, 10 computers, all friends, VPN, server, routers, you end up always in the same lobby, even though you're not in the same team. How do you prevent that? You can't. So yeah, it's a stupid concept, yeah. Oh, I know, Dave.
Albeit it is a little unrealistic.
I remember you sending them to me, yeah.
Whatever you collect in Dead Drop right now will somehow still be able to be implemented in future projects without knowing what those projects are.
Jesus,
the developers are going to have to program those things in. It's not just going to be able to slide over. Like, let's say you collect a gun in Dead Drop 2, or in Dead Drop, but the next game they make is a fucking hack and slash folk rhythm game. How the fuck is that gun that you've collected in Dead Drop going to somehow make its way into that game? They need to program it, right? That's a lot of development heavy lifting to implement 7-year-old items into a modern game that they're working on that there's really no crossover and probably no actual usage for. But it is a cool idea, and let's say they do decide that it's worth that time investment. This is an idea that can completely work without the blockchain entirely.
Yeah.
We'll use Counter-Strike as another easy example. If I wanted my CSGO skins to translate over to CSGO 2 that comes out 7 years from now or whatever, they can deem it worth it to program a way of having those skins be in CSGO 2.
Didn't they do it for Overwatch though? Because the one strike titan is a lot some poor Chinese gold farmer. It's a lot for Italian people too, Dave.
It would just take development effort.
You make 100 raids a day. You extract a euro 50 a day. That's $100 in Italy. That's a lot of money in Italy, dude. So
just like it would
without going to some poor farmer in China.
Like you do, the blockchain
like 100 euros a day is 300, 3,000 euros a month average, right? So it's not bad at all, right?
The receipts to verify who owns what, but you can verify that outside of the blockchain too. You'd verify my CSGO skins right now for CSGO 2, be like, okay, he owns this, this, and this, and here's what we've done to program them into CSGO 2. Like, you don't need it to be NFTs. It can exist without it. Overall, I don't think this game is a designed scam. This isn't Dr.Disrespect trying to fuck his audience or anything. I really think he wanted to create something special. And
this is for some random kid to employ on the channel. I agree. I can do it in Italy, Dave. I can do it in Italy, no problem. It's crazy. Like, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. I will be surprised if the game even comes out at all.
Ambitious. And
the
he
current
liked the
design
idea,
state,
as most people would, of being able to play a game and make a living through playing that game. Like, who doesn't love that as a concept? But all of this assumes that everyone's going to be playing fair. And when it comes to money, when you're putting monetary value on the hours you play that game and the items you find, people are going to take the easiest path to get that money.
Yeah.
And it'd be stupid not to, honestly, with $100,000 on the line for some of these items, apparently. Everyone is going to be trying to cheat to get those items. No one's going to be trying to play legitimately to obtain that level of wealth.
Maybe not no one, like bored rich people that are already rich and they don't need to get richer. They do it for the gamble addiction. But yeah.
And I don't blame them.
I cannot stop getting his perfect eyebrows. It's pretty nice, yeah.
For wanting to cheat for that.
Yeah, pretty nice.
That's a life-changing amount of money.
It looks like a budget Keanu Reeves
in this game. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because it's clearly a huge issue with the project entirely. And I haven't seen a great explanation for how they plan on combating the cheating that would come from all of this. So it seems like an impossible task to ensure no cheaters exist in a game like this. But anyway, that's really about it. See ya.
I agree, unfortunately. I don't agree with the fact that he says, it's insane that they didn't think about it and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they thought about it. Obviously, they did. They're not dumb. But the next question will be, I'm really curious to see what they're going to do next. Let me see the video that Dave sent me.
Hey everyone, Garbage here. Right now, you are looking at a real-life aim
Did he say garbage?
bot, and it's about to change gaming forever.
So unless I get 200 raids a one, it's not worth. That's what I'm saying. You don't live in Italy though. And if you are unemployed, that's still worth it, right, Cross? Or if you're getting, let's say, unemployment money from your country, good luck for your country to check out your crypto wallet, you know? It's still worth it. No matter what you do, that's money that virtually you don't have to pay taxes on. So it's people are just gonna cheat the shit out of that game. And if I have to invest 5k, let's say, to get a bunch of machines like this one, you're gonna do it because you can make 100,000 in like one raid only. So it's like, oh, maybe 10, even 10,000, it will be worth it. It's fucking crazy, bro.
But we'll talk more about that in just a second.
Jesus
First, I have a question for you. Why are there still so many aimbot cheaters in first-person shooters despite all the advancements we've had in anti-cheat technology? Well, ultimately, it comes down to the problem of recognizing the difference between a cheater and someone who is just really good at aiming.
Bullshit, it's pretty easy. If you have experience, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy if you have the experience. Maybe not for the common player, for sure. But if you have experience, it's easy to see when somebody's fucking cheating.
That humans are imperfect and make tiny mistakes when playing. And so if we analyze the player's inputs and find that they're too perfect to be real, that player must be cheating, right? Well, maybe. But not only are there some really mechanically gifted gamers out there who blur the line between man and machine, it's also very easy to tune an aimbot to be slightly less than perfect in order to bypass these simplistic anti-cheat measures while still giving the player an unfair advantage. And so currently, the way anti-cheats work is less about analyzing player inputs and more about checking for suspicious software activity that's happening while playing the game. The overly simplified explanation of how aimbots work is that they pull data such as the location of the enemy's head from your system's memory while the game is running, and using it to point your crosshair at specific locations. On the anti-cheat side, modern anti-cheats will do all sorts of things like monitor your memory, scan your computer files, and more to try to detect any suspicious activity on your device and ban you. And over the years, both cheats and anti-cheats have been locked in an endless arms race, employing more and more sophisticated methods to outsmart the other. But it seems like the cheaters may ultimately win, because now there's a new 100% undetectable type of aimbot that is starting to emerge thanks to the power of machine learning AI. The way this new aimbot works requires two separate computers. First, you have the computer
I knew that video. That's what I was talking about.
Runs the game, and this is a completely clean system with a legitimate copy of the game installed. However, while running the game, this computer is sending a live recording of the gameplay via a capture card over to a second computer, which uses AI to analyze the gameplay footage frame by frame, determining which pixels on the screen are enemies, similar to how self-driving works in Tesla cars. It then calculates a series of inputs based on the footage needed to move the crosshair onto the enemy's head, and then sends those inputs back to the gaming computer using a device that can spoof controller or mouse inputs, which results in an aimbot that doesn't need to pull any information out of memory or interact with the game files in any way, shape, or form. This is a virtually undetectable cheat because all the cheating software runs on a separate computer from the one running the game. And so from the anti-cheats perspective, it just looks like a human player with really good aim playing on a completely clean system. Now, theoretically, the anti-cheat could ban anyone using a video capture card despite there being many legitimate reasons for having one. But even then, it wouldn't stop this type of cheating for long, because eventually this machine learning AI will become so advanced, even blurry footage from a webcam physically pointed at the screen will be enough to make the cheat work without the need for a capture card, which finally brings us back to this thing. This is a robot made by an individual called Kamal Carter, and it is a robot that can move a mouse. What makes it special is that it's being controlled by AI analyzing live video footage of gameplay, very similar to what powers the undetectable aimbot cheats. Except it doesn't need to send inputs through a spoofer, it just physically moves the mouse itself. It is quite literally an aimbot in the truest sense, and it's already doing some crazy stuff. Now imagine if this literal aimbot were able to operate, again, using a webcam pointed at the screen instead of a video capture card. That would mean it could operate without any physical connection to the computer running the game. No capture card, no mouse spoofer, nothing. And if this becomes a reality, it would be game over for anti-cheat as we know it, because there would be no reasonable way to
there's no way that you can play online. In 5 years, it's gonna be impossible to play online. Dave, this is so trash.
Counter it that doesn't involve installing surveillance cameras in every gamer's home. It would be impossible for a software anti-cheat to find proof of any cheating existing.
Yeah, we're gonna end up into a utopia. Oh yeah, remember the Fortnite, yeah. Aimbot cheats are evolving is the title. In 5 years, like it's gonna be a war of who's got the best cheats. It's not gonna be skill anymore in mechanical skill. It's gonna be a programming skill to who has the best cheat.
At all, because it's happening on a completely separate and disconnected computer. And while this is bad for the competitive future,
we're going to need private trusted servers in all games. Well, but it wouldn't matter because this thing is undetectable. It's undetectable, guys. It doesn't matter if it's an open server, a closed server. The only way is gonna be tournaments, guys. If anyone get blasted for playing console, but on console it's already an issue, Ezen. Just Google Cronus Zen Fortnite. People are cheating already like this in Fortnite, Ezen. Console is even worse than PC because it's lower. The game is lower, so it's easier to read the game. and on computer. So, man. With and stuff, not team and stuff, not with AI. But you can still use AI. What if this program goes into a USB stick in a laptop that then is connected as a device in your PlayStation, you know? You present just have to stop playing PvP. It's such a fucking... It doesn't matter because you have stuff like cheating also in Final Fantasy Online and World of Warcraft. So having good aim or accuracy can be used in any game. Like, you know, the perfect skill check, the perfect like MOBA skill check, for example, to land your ultimate. That kind of stuff is going to be affecting any PvP online game. PvE, who gives a shit? Like games like The Binding of Isaac, they know that you have more fun when you mod their game, so they'll let you do that. First-person shooters online, guys, this is becoming a joke. Like, really. Yeah, that's but you can tweak it to be not machine god, but to be good, you know? Having perfect skill in PvE games isn't as impactful. Yeah, tell that to speedrunners, Koga. What happens when you start scripting controllers, right? Because some people do, by the way, and they have exactly the combination of keys that the controller has to press to make you do the perfect speed run like a machine, and you're streaming it at the same time on Twitch, making a shit ton of money, or you are competing against people that are doing it legitimately, you know? Because truth to be told, PvE it's easier than PvP because those are scripted things. There's no different outcome. They always happen the same way. It's gonna be even worse for PvE, in my opinion. Speedrunners are the majority of the player base. No, I agree 100%. But what about... I'll make you an example. World of Warcraft farming bots. I know people that had farming bots for Warframe on computer. If you Google right now, you can find farming bots for Warframe because there is the premium currency. You can sell the premium currency for cheap to the players with people or whatever the fuck. Genshin Impact, same fucking, you know, principle. Any game like that, they do it in every single game. It's just not out in the sky like it is now for first-person shooters. But you're licking me, Ole. That's only about solo the ways to cheat. I mean this, funny. Oh, I know they do that. Back in the day, it was macros. You remember, Dave? We'll see games after AI takes over the world. Single player games are gonna make a comeback. Like a huge comeback, Argo. So
gaming, it is serious.
By the way, they already are. So, you know, so it's not impactful in PvE if you have no global leaderboards. Then I agree with you, Koga, yeah. If he has no leaderboards, global leaderboards, and no bragging rights whatsoever, it's just a single player game, then right. But you can still monetize that. You can still make YouTube videos, you can still make shorts, making something impossible happen because it's scripted, and so on and so on. So
fascinating from a technical standpoint, and it raises a lot of philosophical questions about gaming and AI and even existence itself, but we can save that discussion for another video. What I want to know is, what do you think about this? Do you really think undetectable cheats will change gaming forever? Or do you believe anti-cheats will come up with a way to fight it? And if so, what ways might there be to detect it? Let me know in the comments down below. Hope you learned something today. Like, subscribe, and bell. Link to Kamal Carter's channel and everything else down below. And as always, have a nice day.
That was something.
Slim Thugger. Drank by the paint, drove by the pine, headed to the club in the boss top down. Slim Thug about to climb, representing H-time. If you love me, you gon' smile. If you hate me, you gon' cry.